His name, Walid bin Talal bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. The 49-year-old prince regularly features on the covers of magazines all over the planet. He's the fourth richest man in the world. He built this skyscraper as a symbol of his enormous economic empire. At 302 meters, the Kingdom Centre is the tallest building in the Middle East and Europe, and is one of the tallest in the world. There's a morbid local joke that the hole at the top of Walid's tower is for avoiding aircraft. The 66th floor is Prince Walid bin Talal's global headquarters. Here, women work and walk about freely without abayas. They have prime positions and make up nearly 50% of the executive staff working for the prince. The prince's wealth is valued at $24 billion. That's about the same as the GDP of Bolivia. The prince has the wealth equal to many countries, and didn't accumulate it, as you would expect, from oil, but from investing in huge multinational corporations all over the world.
We are a diversified company, and we are based in Saudi Arabia. And our portfolio covers many countries in the world, actually more than 120 countries in the 5 continents. And we are involved in more than 1,000 companies, and with the subsidiaries, it could reach 3,000-4,000 companies. And all these companies are big and performing very well. As for the size of the wealth, I think this is pretty much circulated in the market, so I'm sure you know it.
It's 24 billion?
They say so. Some people call it luck. I don't like the word luck, no, I don't like it. My father gave me $30,000 in 1980. That's when the whole story began. And after that, a lot of events took place in the last 25 years until we have reached, or until we were blessed by what we are blessed with right now.
Prince Walid suggested we continue our conversation at his base, where he likes to work and make important decisions. It's in the desert. All of the cars in the convoy are armoured and have satellite location systems. Walid watches the international stock markets on the way from the satellite TV in front of him. He's always accompanied by his personal doctor and his personal technician, an Englishman who is ready to solve any connection and communication problems. They say that the prince is the only investor in the world who can pay $1 billion in cash at any moment, if the opportunity is that good.
We are always ready to invest in areas and that potentially could be more than $1 billion. We can invest in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 billion, no problem. But we are very conservative. We do our homework very thoroughly. We don't invest in areas that are risky.
This is what Prince Walid means when he says base. Huge facilities spread out in the inhospitable desert. Gigantic tents and containers offer all the comforts, along with the last word in technology. Satellite communications and direct connections with all the stock markets in the world. Stock progress is constantly projected over hundreds of monitors, which are everywhere. Prince Waleed could also be called Mr. Citibank. This was the move that made his name internationally renowned. When the largest American bank began to fall to pieces in the early 1990s and no one believed it would make it, a Saudi prince appeared out of nowhere. Waleed invested $590 million in it. The bank was saved, and within a decade, Waleed saw his money multiply 18 times over. Today, Waleed has guests, 1,000 of them. Simple peasants that need help, tribal chiefs, priests, and even military officers have asked to see him. The most important of these will dine with him.
It's very important to keep the culture. And here in Saudi Arabia, we have a very important culture, Islamic culture. And this culture has been there since more than 1,400 years. And it's very important to keep it and maintain it, yet be incorporated into the national community, yet be incorporated into the globalization process, yet be incorporated into the modernization process. We are balancing between Islamic tradition that are very important, yet you have to modernize and enter the 21st century. We have to have our voice heard, because some people at the right who are really extremists just scream, shout with high voices. We will not scream and shout. We will fight them with reason and logic.
Yes, as you know, in Citigroup and in New Scope now, yes, we have around $1 billion there. We have now 6 channels. We have 7 channels. Big part of our wealth last year was increased because our investment in Middle East, Far East, and Africa, industrial projects, entertainment and media, hospitality and hotels, banking through our bank called Sample for the last 5 years.
Waleed is a member of the royal family. His father, the brother of the present king, was the black sheep of the Saud. He had socialist ideas and spoke in favour of democracy. He was punished with exile and lived for a period in Egypt. He could never have imagined that his son would accomplish such power, greater even than prescribed by his birthright.
When this tremendous act of terrorism took place in America, we felt, me as being the biggest investor in New York, I thought that I should really participate in alleviating the pressure on the families that were hit by that crime. And Mr. Giuliani, the mayor of New York at that time, established a fund. We approached him, we talked to him directly, and we told him of our willingness and wish to come to New York to contribute to that fund with $10 million contribution. And he accepted that, he welcomed us, and he met us personally. And the contribution was accepted. And the check was taken from us. Simultaneously with that, we issued a press release telling the United States, we are friends. I am publicly saying I'm your friend. In a period where it's very difficult for someone to come publicly say I'm friend of the United States. As your friend, I'm telling you, you have to begin changing your strategies and policies in the Middle East. It's just not right to have this double standard, with Israel and Palestinians. Mr. Giuliani did not like the statement, and he told me, as a condition of accepting the contribution, you have to retract my statement. I say, I never retract the statement, ever. So he gave back the check, we took back the check, and we just took it and gave it back to other charitable entities.
As a member of the royal family and as a Bedouin, Waleed must accept his guests now one by one. Overlooking the protocol, he invites the only woman here, Anastasia from our group, to sit beside him. The guests have already formed a line to see him. Each of them holds his request written on a piece of paper, an allowance, a favour or an amount of money. They deliver them personally.
جزاك الله خير ابو خالد، انا ناصرين الله من ناصيك، جعل ربي يمتعني بحياتك ويطول لي عمرك، وعلى يدين وعلى بيتي لك شاويل 50,000، الله يمتعني بحياتك يا ابو خالد ويطول لي عمرك. انا حلفت سلام عليكم.
They come for various reasons. Some of them ask for to pay the debt. Some of them to get assistance to get married. Some of them would like to get their son or daughter to hospital or his wife. Some would like to get educated. Some of them come to say hello. We will satisfy all of them. Not some of them, all of them.
أبني بيوت القصيدة لين صارت لي قصور، تنصهر من قلب شاعر كأنها صهر الحديد وترتسم كالوشم. جيت أقدمها بنفسي شخصي ما نبغى بريد، ولا نبي بيني وبينه حاجز ولا جسور. يا سموي يا سموك يا سموي بك يزيد، يا سموك يا سمو العز قطاف النسور.
We demand very high returns to our investments, at least 25%.
منها وهكذا الدنيا تدور. يا مناتي حلم شاعر فله وعيشة رغيد، يا مناتي نوم طيب ما سهر مثل شهور. يا مناتي من بحاله معتزل وحده فريد، ما وقف ديان عنده في أساليبه يدور. لك تحياتي تحية عسكري فرد العقيد، تشتعل بالعود الأزرق والباخر والبخور.
السلام عليكم استاذنا ابو خالد. يا مالك الدنيا ملكك وبسماك، يا مالك الدنيا ولك منتهاها، ومن بعد ذا يمير جيت تنخاك، يا ابن الملوك اللي سيوف عصاها.
In business there's risk. I mean, if we do our homework in a good way, in professional manner, and we have good advisors, then the company that you bet on should not go bankrupt.
وحسداها يعيش من جابك وضمك ورباك، امك من خيار المجاني جناها، ومن بعد ذا يمير جيت تنخاك، يا ابن الملوك اللي سيوف عصاها. سيارتي جاه القطار ووطاها، بحد المساحي شالها ثم رماها، وابغي عوضها يا ابو خالد زبناك، انا زبنت مزبنين زبناها. روحي لروحك يا ابو خالد افداها، ابغى استلم شيك توقع يمناك. هذا التقرير اللي على والدك في الجنه، تقرير حادث السياره القطار شاريها ب80,000. نعم. وهذا
شلون القطار؟ كيف يعني؟
سيارة كتب الله انها تعطلت على خط وصدى بها القطار، وقعدت هذا 7 سنين.
اي قطار؟
ب80,000.
القطار كيف؟
القطار اللي على الطريق الخارجي حق الفضائي.
هذا دبور انت اجل.
ها؟
دبور اجل.
والله كلهم بحظه على الدنيا.
اعطيه سيارة اجل. اعطيه سيارة.
جهل طيب أعماله ينبع طيبه، من طيب أصله من عمانه من خواله، جد حاكم دولة مثله في شرع الله والعدالة، عبد العزيز وعياله من بعده مثله، نعم الوالد نعم عياله، يا أمير الله يرفع قدرك مثلك لاحتجنا نلجاله. وأنا من زماني جيتك سوات اللي جولك، أشتكي لك من دياني ما هو ديان المنية، سمية ديان ثاني يراقبني بقصى الحارة لين أدخل على ورعاني، ذم علق بوري بالشارع وازعجني وازعج جيراني، واليا جيته يمسك جيبي وأنا ما عندي طفراني، أشكي لله كم أشكي لك من دين جوره قزاني، وأنا مالي بيت مبين، مالي بيت ولا مسكاني، اسكن حاره واترك حاره وانقل عفشي مع غرضاني الرحاله بن بطوطه شبه اللي في ماجاني والموتر وارد عراوي رمز دايم الفقراني وظروفي مشكاها لله يا كثر همومي واحزاني تكفى 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 لا تنساني الله لا يحرمك الجنه قال خادمك الشيباني. سلام.
The prince's personal court fools are among the crowd. They always accompany him, even on his journeys abroad on one of his 2 personal Boeing airliners.
بالكرم يا ميري ما مثلك حرام ويش حاتم ويش
أسرجت صايلها من ديار طابة ونصيت وجهن
وانت كل نحرها يردون حوض الموت والحظ عالي.
The accolades and the poems lasted until the early morning hours. When the guests left, Alwaleed continued working and watching the stock markets of the world. He sleeps at 5 o'clock in the morning after his first morning prayer.
No, see, sometimes this today I have around 1,000, but one night we had 17,000.
You shake the hand of 17,000 people in one night.
17,000.
This is a hard life. It's not an easy life. I mean, if you hear that someone is a billionaire, it's
not hard life. You know, if you're a billionaire, you have more responsibilities. I don't believe I'm sacrificing it. No one's forcing me to go to my office. No one's forcing me to perform. No one's forcing me to work or meet these people or to get involved in charity and philanthropy. No, I do it because I like to do it. I do it because I want to do it, not because I have to do it.
Abdullah is one of the 37 sons of the founder of Saudi Arabia, King Abdulaziz Al Saud. As a charismatic Bedouin, he continued the mission which began in the 18th century by his forefathers for the house